HTML layout elements and techniques. Websites often display content in multiple columns like magazine or newspaper. Let's look in a website and see layout, a basic layout. This is like a basic layout. If you look here, you see we have Gmail, images, and this menu section, maps of different apps, and then the title of the person. The title of the person. This is the Google. This is an image, and this is a text field. So looking at this page, what comes to your mind? You will notice that the arrangement, this is the layout, how this page is actually arranged. This is a good example of it. Let me show you something. When I hover on this, you start seeing the layout blocks, how they are. You see, this is an example of this. This is an example how the layout blocks are. You see them. So this is a basic example how layouts are and how they are made. HTML has several semantic elements that defines different parts of a web page, like elements like the header. This one doesn't, it has a header. This is the header here. Let's visit my website. Actually, a project I'm designing, developing for a company. So let me open it up. I think it's taking more time than usual. It wasn't supposed to take this long. Okay, the website is opening. I'll show you how an header looks like when it's CO1. Okay, these are just dummy contents. Sorry. Okay, this is the website, and as you can see here, this is a bunch of items on the header. This is the header of this website. So you see in header we have nav, we have section, we have article, we have aside, we have footer. Header defines the header for a document or section. Nav defines a set of navigation links. Section defines a section in a document. Articles define an independent self-contained content. Aside defines content aside from the contents like sidebar. Footer defines a footer for a document or a section. I have no footer here yet, but this can be an example of footer. When you go to the Google, you see this stuff here is an example of footer. Summary defines a heading for details element. HTML layout techniques. We have different layout techniques. A lot of people use a lot of techniques for their layout. We have the CSS framework technique. We have CSS close property technique. We have the flexbox. We also have the CSS grid. So the CSS float layout, it is common to do an entire web layout using CSS float. Um, let's um, let's see how that is. Let's say you have two block elements. Have one divide class. Okay, hello, and I have another divide class man game. Okay, when I open up my port here to see this class, I open up my port here to see this class. Localhost 550. Okay, in this up, and you see we have game and this game element here. Let me zoom it up so that you guys can see it very well. This game element. So as you can see this game element. So go back to my folder here and I talk to this class by saying that what's the name for this one? Man and KL. So I want KL to float left. Okay, telling KL to float left, you see what happens. The game element start floating beside this element. See, but one thing happens here. After this place, elements that comes after this KL, more elements that come after this KL, all float left. That's the problem. But you can still use this to your advantage. See, this game that comes after this KL actually floats left. Let's float right. See, this hello floated right, and while the game class floated beside it, the game 2 actually remains. But when I say KL and man, man, that will mean everything will float left, including uh, all elements that comes after the KL. Disadvantages of using floating elements are tied to document flow, which may harm the flexibility. CSS Flexbox. Use of Flexbox ensure that elements have predictably when the page layout must accommodate different screen size and different screen devices. So let's say we have an element, we can use flex, we can just group everything in a mother element, a div. Now call this class containers, and in this container here, container, and I will say display flex. Everything within this element will start floating beside each other. Anything within this element will start floating beside each other. And one good thing with Flexbox is I can control how these elements are displayed. I can say container div as every div inside this container element. I will say padding 10 pixel up, top and bottom, 6 pixel left and right, and as a margin, 4 pixel left and right, top and bottom 0. Mm. Uh, Top and bottom, yeah, left and right, top and bottom 0. Perfect. Now you see I just separated them, giving them sizes they should choose. So the grid CSS grid modules offer a grid based layout system, which is with rows and columns, making it easier to design web pages without having to use float and positioning. Okay. No, before they used CSS grid, they used CSS floating layouts, and as the technology improved, we started using floating points. We started using flexbox and grid system. We'll talk more about flexbox and grid system in the next in few lessons to come. Then we'll discuss on CSS and how to style your page fully and develop a full-fledged website from scratch. And that's it for this lesson. Guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Samuel Clinton once again, and see you next time.